Hey guys, welcome back. For today's episode, we're going to be having a look at what's inside a graphics card. So this particular one that we're going to be having a look at, you probably can't read that, but it's a Gigabyte GTX 670. This is the 4 gig overclock edition. You can tell by the triple slot and by the sticker as well. So we're going to be having a look at all the different parts of the graphics card, because most graphics cards are the same in what kind of parts they have. So yeah, let's get started. So first of all, just looking at it, obviously these are fans, as you can see here, and these actually suck air onto the actual heatsink, as you can see underneath here, which cools the various components, and then it is exhausted out the back, back into the case. So it basically sucks air in through here and pushes it out the back. At the front, we got our display connectors. We got a DisplayPort HDMI 2 DVIs, which is common for most graphics cards these days. Obviously, we got the PCB, which is like the circuit board, I guess. We got the connector down here that actually plugs into the motherboard. Then over here, underneath these two covers, we got the connectors if you want to run an SLI. That's for the SLI bridge. So what I'll do now is I will unscrew the back and we'll have a look at some of the parts on the inside. So there we go, we've unscrewed that now, so that lifts away. We'll unplug the fan at the back here. So firstly, we'll be having a look at the actual heatsink. So as you can see, this is a pretty beefy heatsink. That's why this graphics card is triple slot. But pretty much all graphics cards with heatsinks like this consist of one or two arrays of fins, aluminium or copper. So it's got these copper pipes as well, and that spreads the heat throughout the whole cooler, and these fans cool that down as well. As you can see, there's 3 direct copper pipes, which actually run directly over the core of the GPU. And as you can see, they go all the way from this end all the way over to this end, so that helps to effectively spread all the heat around. Now we'll have a look at the actual PC, actual board itself. So firstly, we've got our GPU chip, which is under this thermal paste here. I'll just clean that off. That'll do for now. So that's almost like the CPU of the graphics card. It's the processing core. That's the thing that gets updated pretty much. That's the main thing that gets updated when new graphics cards are brought out. Obviously to get smaller, more energy efficient, more powerful, and so on. As you can see, we've got these little modules around, and these are actually the Vram modules, which stands for pretty much RAM, but it's for the graphics card, so it's video processing. So yeah, as I said, these are called VRAMs for short. As you can see, they're double-sided, so you got one on this side, you got one on this side as well. And as you actually saw as well, see that purple stuff? That's called thermal tape, and that actually cools down the VRM chips, which actually allow for better overclocking, and also allow basically faster memory from the factory without you having to do it yourself. Over here underneath this little heatsink, you can't really see them. They're little chips that look like this. They are called the VRMs. They're different to the VRAM. These are actually called voltage regulation modules, and as the name suggests, they regulate how much voltage is going through the graphics card. So when you're overclocking, generally you increase the voltage. So the better cool these voltage regulation modules are, and the better quality they are, the higher voltages you're going to be able to get on this card, and the higher overclocks you're going to be able to achieve as well. We got a little connector here that the fan from the heatsink plugged into. We got our 8-pin and 6-pin PCIe power connectors to power the graphics card. Obviously here we got our connection ports that are all soldered onto the actual board itself. Other than that, there's nothing really else to show you. There are so many different little things soldered in on the board and everything. Very complex, and that'll get even more complex as you get higher end boards. A lot of graphics cards actually, especially the lower mid-end kind of cards like 670s, don't actually have these. They're either cooled just directly by the heatsink, or they're just not cooled at all because they don't need to be, because they're not overclocked or massively overclocked. This is the 4 gig OC version, which is meant to compete with the 680s actually. So that's why it's got this, which means that it comes with a faster clocks from the factory. But it also means that if you want to, you'll be able to raise the voltage a fair bit without raising any fears of overheating or anything like that. So yeah, that's it guys, that's what's inside a graphics card. I'll be doing more videos like this, including other computer parts, so be sure to tune in to watch those. But thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time.